Hey everybody, it's me, Emma, and I'm going to record a video today while I'm doing my least favorite chore, folding laundry. So I don't know how many of you know this, but when I first graduated from college, I spent a year living in South Korea. And there's many stories from that year. I ate lots of amazing food. I met lots of amazing people, and I want to tell you guys the story about what happened when I went to the DMZ. So the DMZ stands for Demilitarized Zone, and the Demilitarized Zone it's like a 50-mile section between North Korea and South Korea. You can take a bus from Seoul, which is the capital of South Korea. You can go and visit the Demilitarized Zone, and the Demilitarized Zone is staffed by the South Korean military as well as the United States military. We've been in South Korea for about 7 or 8 months, and we're like, okay, we should definitely go to the DMZ. So we get a tour, we get on this bus, and it's filled with a bunch of American tourists. And when we arrive at the DMZ, this brawny American soldier gets onto the bus.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Timothy Jenkins.
And I'll never forget his name because I have been looking for him ever since. And after the tour, there was like a little bit of time for mingling, I guess, before we get on the bus. And so I start talking to him. I kind of thanked him for his service, and he kind of wanted to hang out, I guess, but I was like, I was not very nice to him. So a few weeks later, my girlfriends and I were looking to have a wild night out, and we decided we were going to go to Itaewon, which is the American neighborhood in Seoul, South Korea. I walk into this bar, and I looked up, and I saw Tim Jenkins, this soldier that I had met a few weekends before at the DMZ. I kind of run up to him and I'm like, Jenkins! And we sort of start talking, and there's all this line dancing at this bar. Jenkins and I line danced together. It wasn't super romantic, and I never really thought that Jenkins would be romantic with me in any way because we just were like so completely different. Like, I had this idea in my head that this guy would not even talk to me in the United States, and the only reason he was talking to me was because he was basically lonely in South Korea. And even though I was lonely too, like really lonely, maybe even lonelier than him, I just kind of acted like, duh, I don't need you, and I'm better than you, and I'm so much more culturally, I don't know, culturally sophisticated, even though I actually, to be honest, hated living in South Korea and spent most of my time there buying beauty products. I was not super respectful of him. At one point, I was like, I can't believe you're even talking to me. You only like girls who like shave their punani. I thought he was like only eating McDonald's while he was in Korea, and I was like eating Korean food and totally immersed, when in fact, I went to the McDonald's so often that the people at the McDonald's knew my name. So end of the night, we said goodbye, we didn't exchange information, and I left the bar. And I got home and I started feeling really bad about how I treated this guy. But I couldn't find this guy. I looked him up on Facebook. His name is Tim Jenkins. I couldn't find him anywhere. Then I started getting upset that I couldn't find him, and I felt like it was really important that I deliver my message of, hey, I'm really sorry that I acted this way. I had no right to treat you so poorly. I went home from Korea, and maybe 6 months later, he popped into my head, and I said I should give him another look. And I did some Googling around, and I found this article that was him meeting Barack Obama. When I saw that article, I actually recognized where he was based. It said Camp Boniface, and I was like, oh my gosh, now I know where he's based. So I sort of looked for him again, and that felt like a clue, but I ultimately couldn't find him. And when I was thinking about recording this video, I started looking again, and even though I think I have like insane Googling skills, I can't find this man. I was able to figure out that he was in Germany after we were in Korea, and he was working to train like other guys, I guess, in combat. So anyway, I don't know if you think this is a good story, because like it's not a story where I like hooked up with some guy. It's not really a crazy tale. It's really a story about how I behaved really badly with a member of the United States military that I think deserved respect. I think I brought over prejudices about what this guy was going to be like from America, when really we could have found a lot of common ground between us, and it would have probably felt good to have some conversations with an American guy who was also lonely. I just wanted to tell you the story of Jenkins and let you know that if you know a Tim Jenkins who is a sergeant in the Army from Colorado Springs, Colorado, send him my way, because I've been looking for him for like 6 years. And I really just want to tell him that I'm sorry. And he probably doesn't even remember me. And probably even if he saw this video, he would be like, ugh, her, like she was ugly and kind of mean to me. But I still feel like I owe him a thank you. So wherever you are, Tim, thank you for your service. I'm sorry for how I behaved.